Hey guys, welcome to the show. So my concept for this show is I basically just want to try and bring a strategy that's as transparent as possible. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that promise that they're making a lot of money, and in reality they're not. And so for this show, I'm trying to make it as random as possible so I can't cheat. So basically I spin a wheel and it will give me a random week over the last like 2 or 3 years. And then straight after that, I'm trading that week. There's going to be no cuts. No, you're going to see me spin the wheel and then I'm going to get straight to the chart. And, am I going to win every week? Probably not. There's going to be some bad weeks. There's going to be some real bad weeks, but hopefully there's some good weeks and some great weeks. And along the way, I'll be just showing you what I do and why I do it, and teaching you a bit about what my strategy is and explaining the logic for why I'm entering those trades. And then at the end of the session, we can break it down. It's going to be as informal as I can because I want it to just be off the top of my head. I want there to be no hindsight in my trading, and just want to show you what I can do and hopefully what I can teach you how to do as well. So this is the first video. So let's dive in, spin the wheel, and get started. Alright guys, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. So where are we starting with this week? We will hit week 45, 2024, 4th of November. Alright, let's go in, straight in. Select date, 2024, November 11th. But we'll start with the 10th because we want to trade Asia. So we'll go in with like 6:30. Cool. Alright, we're not gonna... Okay, well first things first, I just want to mark off the daily low. I don't want to go to the high time frame because then we can actually get hindsight in that way. So I'll just mark off the daily low. Here, daily low. Alright, let's trade. So, Asia. Well, it takes the daily low pretty quickly and reverses. That's not a trade I'm going to take. This time's a bit too early for me. I like to trade between, say, 3 and 4:30. It's London time. And then I like to take a trade at 10. So these are where we're going to be trading, in between here and at this point here in New York. So first thing, let's just get through Asia. Play. Alright. So if you wonder what you're looking at here, this is the daily range. Between 7:30 and 8:30 is the daily range of Asia. And then this blue line is the midpoint of the daily range of Asia. So for me, I want to see this midpoint broken after the session's finished. Because when I see that, I know that now there's going to be a little search and destroy action, and both Asia high and low are going to be taken. And I want to try and get in when one side gets taken and the other side hasn't been taken yet. That's my textbook London setup. We don't get it every day. I mean, we might never get it this week, but let's just see what happens here. Okay, we're in where I like to get it. And there it is. Oh, okay. Alright, so what happened here? Well, you had the Asian low and you had the Asian high here. So there's no trade here. The broker model came too late, so I wasn't able to capitalize on this. But when you see this model, when you see the line of the daily range break in Asia, you're expecting both sides to get taken. So when this broke here, you're pretty much expecting this just to drop down. The only issue is here is that Asian highs have already been taken here, so there was no trade. But yeah, that's been taken. So Monday, London, there is no trade. Hang on, let's move this down. No trade, London open. Oh, god damn. What a trade that would have been, though. Alright, London is a quiet session. Asian high taken, Asian low taken, and this is, oh, what a day to start, man. This is not what I wanted to start this on. What do we got? And you see this is the volume park of Asia. And so this is just selling off, selling off, selling off, selling off. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to be taking a trade here because I don't see a reason for Asia high and low have already been taken. The London midpoint hasn't been broken, so this just looks like a day that wants to continue. Price could either be exhausted here from shorting, there could be a reversal here, but there's nothing in the charts that tells me it could reverse, so you don't really have an edge in this situation. So I'm just going to let this go, and I'm not going to trade it. Yeah, bit choppy. I mean, see, price kind of had done its thing at that point. So first, let's do what we want to do. So this is a daily high. So this is liquidity that should get taken again at some point. And this is the daily low right here. Daily low. Daily low. Okay. All right, Asia kicks in. Okay, remember, we're looking for that midpoint to be broken after the session has finished. All right, so there's the daily lows been taken. I mean, you could take those trades. I want to see broken models. That's what I trade, and that's the thing about trading. If you're just watching the charts all day, you're going to see trades everywhere, right? You just have to get comfortable with the fact that you're not going to catch everything, and you just have to trade the strategy that you've back tested and you're comfortable with, and that's it. You know, the moment you start taking trades everywhere, that's when you start losing your account, right? And see that, yeah, you would have lost, right? You would have thought, oh man, this is taking the day, we're going to move up here. But for me, there's no reason to come up here. There just isn't. I mean, the daily high is so far away, and there is no liquidity to be taken there yet. No liquidity has been engineered for me. All right, let's see if this gets broken. Let's see. Come on, get up there, boy. All right, there we go. All right. So this is good. This is good. There's a potential trade here. So right now we say Asian high. Asian low. So this is the setups we want, right? This data high has been taken. This is the setup we want. We want that midpoint broken of the daily range, and we want the high and the low of Asia to still be intact. Because when they're both intact, we're waiting for one to be taken, and then we're looking for a reversal because we expect the other side to get taken. So let's see how we roll here. You just be patient. You just wait for one side to get taken. There we go. A little strong, a little strong. I mean, that's the thing. This won't always get taken now. I mean, this could get taken in New York, or you could be waiting till a couple of days to get taken. So it's always just a point you have to mark out. This could be the daily low, but let's just see what happens. Okay, waiting, and this just wants to run higher. So this EMA is. So that for me, okay, we're done with the trade there. No trade. And that's the thing about trading. Sometimes the trade you take is not trading. You got to be patient. Because right now, this Asian low looks good, but I might just try and take that during New York, because that would be a great short. That'd be a fantastic short. So let's just wait it out. Man, the volume here is nuts. So that's the current Asia volume. So volume is just increasing as we go up. And look at this long-term EMA on the 5 minute. It's gaining power here, gaining power. So that's why Oof, okay, all right. Interesting. All right. So we're near my time. I trade 10. People ask me why 10. Um, Between 9:30 and 10, a lot of institutions, they won't be buying or selling in the first half an hour. They generally want to see where the market's going before they do that. And it allows them to engineer a little bit of liquidity before they do so. So I wait for that 10 o'clock for me. If we can get a short here, okay, this is interesting. So this is the current New York volume. Okay. Let's have a look over here. Okay, this is previous New York volume. So I'm looking at volume, like where here, a lot of pressure here, pressure up here, selling here. So let's see, if this breaks below there before 10, I would be happy with that. All right, 9, okay, this is it, 9:55. Okay, so now we're gonna look at models, my model database. This is something that, this is how I find my daily bias. I don't look at the daily candles, I don't look at fair value gaps, I don't look at any of the higher time frame things really. I just use this database to form my bias, and generally it's probably the highest time frame you can have because it's literally looking at every trade since 2007, and we're determining based on where the sessions are and their behavior. We're looking for patterns that have happened in the past, and in the past what has occurred, and then we're trying to trade the probabilities in our favor. So for example, here I have ADR is a DX model. So what is a DX model? I mean, I'll go into these more in a different video, but DX model basically means that it's closed and opened lower than the midpoint of New York, of the previous New York session. Okay, so this is the model database that I use. It's part of the DR Academy. I don't really trade much of the DR Academy's strategies, but I do use this database. I find it quite, I mean, it's great. I really love it. So I also want to change the dates here because I want this to be, I don't want there to be any hindsight. So 12th of November. So let's just say we want data between 2008 and November 1st, 2024, right? So there's 4,000 data sets here. So first thing we say, okay, Asia has closed lower than the New York midpoint. So that's happened 214 times since 2008. Then we look at London. London also has opened and closed lower than the Asian midpoint. That's DX. But now I want to get a little more granular with London. So with London, we have a short, right? Short. Then we have true or false, right? So this has never, oh man, this has never gone short. In this setup, it's never gone short. It's only gone long. That's interesting. Interesting. So right now, the model database isn't really giving us what we want. So in that case, I'm probably just going to trade it anyway. Let's just have a look. Let's have a look. I want to see some weakness. Get me below that EMA. Okay, there we go. All right. How many stops we got? 20? That's fine. I don't really like to go more than 20 stops. It must be said that this isn't the greatest of trades for me, but we'll give it a shot. So we're at that volume park now. Oh, beautiful. We're at the midpoint here. 2.8R. You know what? Let's just run it. Let's get all the way down. Oh, you bastard. All right. So I would have set a limit stop right there. So once we've broken the Asia, that's where I would have trailed my stop, and we 3.25. We would have come up here, then we would have been stopped out on the way. So what day is it? Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday plus 3.25. 4.25. This could just keep going down though as well. Let's see. No. But yeah, so you see what the thinking was, right? You're expecting the lows to get taken because the Asian midpoint was broken. And the models, we couldn't really get a read on the models. But if that happens like this, before I can't even get the data, then I'll take it. If I could get the data and this said go long, then I wouldn't have taken it. So we don't have data for this. So at that point, you just got to trade it freestyle, and there we go. So if you didn't take your limit order there, okay, you still would have made money anyway, because it would have come straight back down. But yeah, you see the direction was right. The read in the market was correct. All right. So what's interesting now is that this right here is now a daily low. Actually, no, that's not a daily low. My mistake. This is now a daily low. It's the Asian low and the daily low. It's both. So now I expect this to get taken. And now you're going to see something appear here which might look strange. Here we go. I'm just going to delete these volume pox just so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so what is this? So basically the Tuesday of every week, we get the midline of the entire week. So I'm just going to make this blue. And we'll call it the WDRC, weekly daily range. So it's quite simple. If we're below this, I'm expecting downside liquidity to get taken. If we're above this, I'm expecting upside liquidity to get taken. Right? And generally too, Monday is generally the high of the week, which is probably going to happen here. So I don't expect this to get taken. So right now, I'm probably expecting, from what I can see here, I'm expecting price just to kind of trend down for the rest of the week. I could be wrong, right? These are probabilities, these are predictions. But with the Monday being so high, and now the WDRC for the week, price is closed underneath, I'm expecting us probably just to keep going down. And this here is going to get taken, I'd imagine, by the end of Wednesday. So let's go through. Interesting trend. Interesting. Are we going to get a broken Asia? No, we are not. So let's just roll out London. So this would potentially be where we take our first trade of the week. Right here. Ooh, London gets... Okay. Alright, now we're talking. So, Asian high, Asian low. Are you kidding me? This didn't get taken? Oh, are you kidding me? Wait. I can't tell if this got tagged or not. Hey, let me look. So the low here was 68. The low here was 68.10, 68.3, 68. It did get taken. I skipped way too forward. Yeah, I don't want this to ruin the results, but you see something like this, bang, So this actually did take the Asian low, but that's a big stop. So I don't really want it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm not going to add it to the, Jesus. I'm not going to add it to the tally because that's cheating. But I would have taken this. So I would have done something like this, 1.45. So I would have probably rolled it down for 4R. I just want to see if we would have been tagged in or not. We would have got tagged in. Look at that. Look at that. You know what I mean? That would have been another 4R in the bank. So right now we'd be sitting on a 100% win rate, 7R. Pretty happy with that. But I don't want to cheat, so we'll just take it to 3R. That's fine. But you can see what I mean. The moment this ADR is broken, you're going to sweep the lows and you're going to reverse, man. This happens all the time. All the time. You don't even need to trade New York. You could just trade this setup every time you see it and you'd be rich. I tell you, it's not that hard, guys. Right? It's not that hard. So that's been taken. That's been taken. All right. So now we don't want to trade until 10. And the thing about Wednesdays, you have to be a little cautious because I'm trading CL, right? So you have to be a little cautious because you have inventories which can. All right. So now we have London broken, right? So we have London lows, London highs. And so what was I telling you about this midpoint, right? This midpoint here is so important. When you see it, it comes up and then it fails and then it comes down again. So this is just telling me that price just wants to take lower liquidity, right? The Tuesday, it frames the week always because a lot of traders will take Monday off. Mondays, the power of 3, right? They call it accumulation day. So Tuesday is when you really get the true movement of the week. And sometimes there can be a manipulation as well. And it definitely can be. But now we're already at Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it's got to take. But again, I'm not trading until 10. I don't trade until 10 now. But yeah, this low got taken. So what did I say? I said I think this low is going to be taken by the end of Wednesday. There we go. Right. Taken. But now we have this London high here. The issue I have with this is that it's above the 0.5, right? I don't really want to aim for targets above the 0.5 because in order for that to be tagged, we have to see a bullish reversal. And I don't trade bullish reversals, man. I just trade whatever the market's given me. So for me, I don't want to trade this. So I'm just going to chill on it. But let's just see what happens anyway. And it gets taken. Look at that. It didn't get taken. Right? It just didn't get taken. But look at that. Look what my 10 o'clock is, man. I'm telling you. 10 o'clock. So I'm just curious though. Like I didn't take the trade because I didn't think the high was going to get taken. Which it didn't. It didn't get taken. But I kind of want to see what would have happened in this regard. Did this predict a long? Let's have a look. So we have DXP, UX model. So UX model just basically means that it's opening above the midpoint of Asia. And again, I'll go into these in a different video. Right now, we're just back testing this. Long. This is true. And at this point, we have a DXP model, which means it's open and closed below the DR of Asia, of London. So DXP. Long, 67% long, man. So based on that being above, as I said, I like to do my 20 ticks. And I would have targeted, I didn't really want to target the highs. So, but, I'll just do it. Look at it. Look at it. Again, I didn't take it, but yeah, I didn't think it was going to take the highs, which it didn't. Again, look what it rejects. The midpoint. Exactly. And there's so much liquidity waiting here now. You have this liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity here. There's a lot of liquidity building up here. So for me, there's going to be a big move at some point. They're just going to rip through all of this and probably keep going. That's the thing about engineered liquidity. When there's a lot of points there, that can be the point where market rips through and just keeps going because there's so many, like a short squeeze. But yeah, so we're on 3R. The other trade I would have taken, I would have taken that trade. So that would have put me up to like 7R, but I don't want to record it. And if you recorded that trade too, you could have made a 10, 15R week so far based on these concepts. I mean, it's a 100% win rate at this point. We haven't even been stopped out yet. Okay. So yeah, it couldn't take this. It just couldn't take the high. Alright, let's mark off what we need. So we mark off the daily lows. And this is now also London high and daily high. What is this? We can delete this. Alright, Asia's in session. So again, we don't trade Asia. This is just always accumulation. I mean, Asia for me, it's just setting up my week. That's what it's doing. It's setting up the day. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. High taken. Low. So what do I want? Looking for weakness, and we're shorting, and we're taking out this because the Asian midpoint has been broken. A little higher, see if we can get that. Oh, no. Oh no, really? You're gonna do me dirty like that? No. Oh, and then look at it. Alright, so that's a loss. That's fine. So we have the Thursday. You ain't gonna win them all, man. But you see what the thinking was, right? See weakness, short it. If we could go back and reanalyze the trade, we'd probably say it was too strong above the EMA. And yeah, this break below the POC could have been interesting. Could have been a good trade. But yeah, I think this probably just goes down now. Oh, nope. Market has other ideas, and that's it. Sometimes you're wrong, and that's just how it is, right? I mean, when you traded a week and you've lost one trade, that's a good week. All right. I'm telling you, man, if you don't believe in the 0.5 Tuesday midpoint at this point, what do you believe in? It's taken the London high from before. And look at that. Rejects down. I honestly think price wants to go up. There we go. So that was my thinking. I think once we do take this, I think that's when price is going to change. Wednesday. Right. Wednesday, you will find the low of the week on Wednesday a lot. The Wednesday reversal trade. So that's where we've set the low of the week, I imagine. Again, I don't imagine Monday high is going to get taken. I just don't see that happening. Generally, it just doesn't. But let's see. We're coming into... What is this? This is London. All right. Well, I still want to take this. This would be great, but it is beyond that WDRC, which I don't like. No, I mean, do you aim for the Monday highs? I just don't think it's a good play. I'm just curious then what the models say then at least. Let's have a look. So with this setup in the past, UXP, UX, oh damn, I didn't notice this. Okay, this is, I've just noticed this too. So if you get a false day where you get that short confirmation and then the long, we treat that like a broken model. So this again is liquidity to be taken. This liquidity right here. The Asian lows which haven't been taken, then you have the London lows. Because this false move here, I now treat this as liquidity right here. Okay, so there is a lot of liquidity here, but we're above the WDRC there. So let's go for the UX. Where are we at? Where are we at? Short, false. So short, and it doesn't stay short. Let's have a look. 50-50 shorts, but this is going to be a UXP model. It's so far above that it has to be a UXP model. 67% short. But I don't want to take that. Because one, we're above the WDRC. Two, we're above the Tuesday's daily range. You have Asian volume here, which was strong. I don't expect Monday highs to be taken because Monday so many times sets the high of the week. So I'm going to stay out of this. I don't see why it will go higher. I mean, it probably will, but I don't expect any gigantic moves to the upside. Yeah. So yeah, it did go short. It wanted to come down. It might even take these levels. There it goes. Man, it didn't either. Man. There's so much liquidity being engineered down here. And to be fair, this is kind of a hard week to trade because you're getting these constant movements in, movements in, movements in. It's quite a, when you look at the price action, it's quite a choppy week. This is ideally not the kind of week where you'd make a lot of R anyway. And just to see this kind of action, you know, to go bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, not a great week. But I'm happy to sit on the sidelines for that trade. All right. And again, it's a daily high. And these are now daily lows, as this is a daily low as well. All right, so let's move into the last day. It's been a profitable week. Has it been a banger week? No. But, you know, if you traded it properly, you're probably looking at, you know, you could have been up 10R. 10R. It's not a bad week. Make 10R. I mean, if it's a 100K account, it's 10 grand in a week. I'll take that. And you will find that like most weeks, look at that, there it goes. Takes out this, and it's going to take out this as well. There it goes. Takes out that too. So this liquidity was just being engineered to get taken, man. Yeah, I have no reason to trade this. I mean, it could go lower. I mean, it could take the daily low, but I trade broken models, man. That's what I trade. If I don't have broken models, if I don't have those midpoints broken and liquidity be taken, I don't do it, because then I'm gambling. I don't have a read. I'd want to see something happen at the end of London. God damn. So I just don't have a read in this market, right? It just wanted to go short, and now it's back up again. Choppy week, man. Choppy stuff. I mean, if you're making money on this kind of PA, what, it wants to go up a year again? Oh, man, this PA is crazy. But again, I think broken Asia. What happened? Asian high taken. But I don't have a reason for this to go down. I mean, that's the only reason. But daily lows and highs aren't my number one priority. It's session highs and lows that are my priority. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to run this out and that be the end. Oh, man, the choppiness is nuts. Oh, yeah, really? Okay. That's what you wanted. That's probably where it ends. Bam, takes the low. All right. So hang on. Okay, yes, this is 2.25%. All right. If we did miss a trade, which you would have taken, and you could have taken that other trade, so you're probably looking at, I'm just gonna, let's just say 5 or 6R. Let's just be conservative. Could have made 5 or 6% this week. It was choppy, right? But honestly, man, you make 5% a week and you can write your own ticket. So what did we learn this week? Well, the WDRC, man, the WDRC. Is king. So let's go back. You see what happened during this week. So first, I told you that I think the Monday high is going to be the high of the week, which it was. And Friday was the low of the week. And you'll see this a lot. Monday high, Friday low. It happens all the time, right? Or the opposite, Monday low, Friday high. But then sometimes you might get that Wednesday, Thursday reversal. So you're just kind of going to be aware of what weekly profile you're looking at. So we had the Monday high, and then we come down here, and Tuesday sets the bias for the week. So we had Tuesday break lower, come up, couldn't get above. Okay, let's go back down and take liquidity again. Comes up, can't do it. Can't do it, come do it. And then finally, there's no liquidity to take. So boom, it comes up, takes this liquidity, and then goes back down and comes down. Then decides just to take the daily low of Wednesday. So the WDC is king, man. So if you pick out one thing from this video, I want it to be this. So on Tuesday, right, you have 9:30, you have 10:30, okay? And you have your body, the highest body between 9:30 and the lowest body between 10:30. And you get a DR. This is your DR range. Highest body between 9:30 and lowest body between 10:30, 9:30 and 10:30. Then you have your midpoint right here. Draw out your midpoint for the week, and then you can draw a box. You have the highest DR point, lowest DR point, but just draw out the midpoint. And I want you to look at how price plays with this midpoint, right? If it can't get above it, it's probably going to hunt lower liquidity. And that's one thing. Let me delete this now. This is one thing I really want you guys to take away from this video. All right. If price can't get above the 0.5 WDRC, it will hunt lower liquidity and vice versa, right? So if it's above here and it can't get below, it wants higher liquidity, right? The last thing I do want to say, Monday often is the high low. Friday often is the high low. Okay, so it's a profitable week, and I want you guys to think about this Tuesday midpoint and just mark it up on your chart and just watch price, and you'll be very surprised at what it can show you. All right, cheers guys, and I'll see you for the next one.